Question, did you know that we changed our clocks because of the Germans? Like, did you know that? I didn't know that until I just looked it up. Because I was like, why are we still implementing daylight savings time? We as in, not me, because I didn't make that law. But when I went to look it up, I assumed it was because, oh, they just did it for the farmers. But if you look a little more, just a little bit deeper, it's because of the Germans. We implemented daylight savings time because of World War I, and the Germans implementing it first, and then the United States, or the rest of the world, I'm not really sure, copying 2 years later. So today's March 8th. It's a Sunday, and the time was just put forward. Instead of it being 2 a.m. this morning, it was 3 a.m. Nonetheless, daylight savings times. So I just looked up for the first time, why do we even have daylight savings time? Like, why do we still have this? Back in World War I, in 1916, daylight savings time was initially initiated by Germany so they conserve energy for the evening time. So basically at night they wouldn't have to use so much artificial light and power for the fuel and energy that they need for the freaking war. So the US adopted the same thing 2 years later to boost like industrial productivity, like, you know, farming and stuff like that, and also energy savings. I did not know that. Here we are, over 110 years later, we are still doing what the Germans initiated a decade. I don't know how to say it, but 110 years ago. So if you think about that, first off, I've been to Germany. In 2010, one of the countries I studied abroad in was Germany. And German engineering, the German efficiency, the way the Germans are efficient, and the way the whole world follows suit, whether we admit it or not. Now, this is nothing political, but baby, they doing something right over there. If you want to take a look at, if you want to sit back and look at how you approach things, how you automatically know you're not going to even give it your all, and realize that there are other countries in the world where the standard is just naturally high. Germany is one of those countries. Japan too. So many other countries. I'm not knocking other countries, but the fact that today is daylight savings time, I caught the last couple seconds of golden hour, which glorious, but it made me think about it. It made me look it up. And so when you think about like being efficient in your life, I want us to think about it the way that Germans think about efficiency. On my channel, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Spivey J, and on my channel, I talk about mindset mastery, transformation, and getting more fulfillment out of this life. And if you haven't already, I would truly appreciate it if you subscribe. But if you have, I also truly appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for being here. And so I wanted to talk about efficiency as we work towards fulfilling our life, whether that's your life's purpose or getting the money, like I talked about in the last video, that you need so you can just be at peace, whatever that is and whatever that means for you, whatever vehicle you use. Efficiency, okay? The Germans are known to be efficient, pragmatic. I feel like Germans are known as like the Virgos of the world. Like they got checklists, standards, you know, we need them. We need their efficiency. Whatever the case is, let's tap into how can we, including myself, be more efficient in our pursuit of fulfillment, in our pursuit of our life goals, in pursuit of our life purpose, in pursuit of just improving the quality of your life, even if it's selfish, even if it's just for you. I want that for you, and I want that for myself. I want that for all of us. All right, so let's just see, what does efficient look like? What can we do to be more efficient in our day-to-day life? Let's get into it. Like the fact that daylight savings exists because of wartime efficiency. And honestly, we could learn something from that. Despite, unfortunately, how it began, we can learn something about that and how we can implement it in our lives. If you're interested in adding more structure in your life and you're unsure on how to do this, last year in 2025, I implemented the habit architecture system that I now call the 100 Days 1U Challenge. It is in the description below. It's a tracker, but more importantly, it is a guide because your mind needs to be on point in order for you to go through doing one thing for 100 straight days to get you closer to fulfilling your life dreams. I did it starting off with 10,000 steps every single day for 100 days, which led to my total 50-pound weight loss in 2025 and still counting. That habit architecture system started off with 10,000 steps, and then I continue adding more habits, stacking them up so that I can get fit, fine, fit, fine, and fabulous. But most importantly, I'm after longevity. I want to be strong. Like, I want to be strong. Like, I want to be fine. And I just want to feel good in my body. Nonetheless, you don't have to be on a weight loss journey to pursue this. You can use it for any type of project where you need to do something so that you can get to the next level. You need to do something so that you can get to the next level. And the 100-day challenge that I created is the habit architecture system that you need. You need to do it within a container that's going to allow you to expand beyond where you currently are. So be sure to check that out in the description below. Let's get back to the video. So when I looked it up and learned the reason why we implement daylight savings time and continue to after over 110 years, of course, for me, I'm going to always connect something and figure out how does this relate to me? Because I started off just curious, but then I'm like, okay, what's the mindset? The idea of being intentional with our time stuck with me. And as you all know, if you haven't yet, I've made a couple videos about procrastination. And that brought me to the conclusion or kind of like continue to marinate in my theory that how most people want fulfillment. However, they just treat time too casually. If they were able to change the time for war efficiency, I think with the 24 hours that we have, we can do something with that. Okay, so this is something I'm learning. Efficiency is not about rushing. I have this habit of rushing. What am I rushing for? Why am I always rushing? Rushing to clean up, rushing to end the day, rushing to start the day. Why am I always rushing? Efficiency is not rushing. I realize efficiency is about intention. And I need to be more intentional with my time. And you do probably. If you have procrastination, if you have a neurospicy brain, you have these ways about yourself that are working against your efforts to upgrade your life and your identity, then we got to work on our intentions. When people hear the word efficiency, most people think efficiency means doing more. And although at times in high stress moments that may be true, for most women, I think that hustle culture works against our natural alignment and how we actually flow. Of course, there are going to be exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, I think that mindset is leaving the important aspect out, which is intention. Real efficiency means knowing what matters, cutting what does not, and protecting your energy. Because let's be honest, we can all master our mind all day. We're reading, we're filling ourselves up, we're fueling ourselves up. But if your time is leaking everywhere, will you ever be fulfilled? Will you ever feel fulfilled? Most people, we have a standards leak. That leak needs to go. It needs to be closed up. It needs to be filled with gold, never to be moved. That leak looks many different ways. It could be scrolling for hours, saying yes to everything, procrastinating on your dreams while time just passed. Most people think that we have a discipline problem, but most of us really have a standards problem. We got the bar so low that it's so easy to meet. We aren't challenging ourselves, and we aren't raising the ceiling, raising the floor. We're not doing anything to improve in those areas. And because we've gotten away with being average, a little above average makes us feel good about ourselves. Where we are in life is, it's comfortable. It's comfortable. It's not everything, but it's comfortable. But true fulfillment requires structure. Do you just want to be comfortable? Do you just want to be content? Do you just want to be where you are forever, even if it rises slightly over time? Getting that fulfillment that you want You need structure. We need structure. We have to do better. We have to create the structure that's going to allow us to be more efficient without doing more and being intentional with our time. Because if we ignore those important parts and don't think that being busy all the time, don't think just because a person is busy all the time that they are also efficient. If you are one of those people, look at your results. No shade. Just look at your results. Audit yourself, audit your progress and see, okay, is this really getting me somewhere, or is this artificially taking up time, but I'm not actually making progress? Do that. Because your dreams, especially the big ones, the ones that you can't stop thinking about, the ones that you have written in your journal, the ones that you have on your vision board, they can't be fulfilled casually. That dream life cannot be fulfilled casually. Yes, we have lots and lots of space for the creator to step in, magic, manifestation, all of those things. But at the same time, we have to create that structure. We have to be intentional about the structures that we create, so that not only we are efficient, we aren't filling it with fake busy work. Because ain't nobody got time for that. We trying to get to the we just want to enjoy our journey. I want you to enjoy your journey. And there are certain rules and regulations that you're going to have to govern your trip by. So, knowing that fulfillment is not accidental and that is built through the intention of time, what can you do about that? What have you done about that? I'll give you a quick little story. Living overseas has taught me many things. It taught me this the hard way. The world is moving. Time will continue to pass whether I pursue what it is I came out here to pursue or not. Dreams don't happen because you want them or because you're in the right circle or right location. They happen because you structure your life around them and you're intentional with that structure. I'm going to keep saying these words because I need to plant the seeds, and you're going to use your life's work to water and grow them. A lot of the lessons that I learned from living specifically in China were learned post me leaving. And the reason being is, one, when you're in it, my mind was where my mind was. When I came, I was younger. Obviously, when I left, I was a mother. When I came, I was younger. When I left, I was a mother and a wife. Did I think twice? No, but yeah. So my focus and my awareness was different than when I came. So a lot of the lessons I learned post me living in Asia, me living in China, and the thing about the people that I was around, locals, foreigners, it doesn't matter. I was actually in a place where everyone was working towards something similar, because I was in Shenzhen. Shenzhen is like the hardware capital of the world, how Silicon Valley, at the time at least, was the software capital of the world. And so everyone's like grinding. I'm talking about like straight grind mode. Like they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. But I want to challenge the New Yorkers. I'm not from New York. Don't come for me. But I want to challenge y'all. If you can make it in China, baby, you can make it anywhere. And I'm not talking about because of a language barrier. Everybody is hustling with similar goals, with similar ideas. Not necessarily the same business idea, but like that same drive, that same grind. And it's not and also there are no limits. There are no limits. So you can go and create and build something you want, and someone can do something similar, have completely different audiences from completely different parts of the world, but nonetheless being in that circle and nurturing those relationships are going to inspire you. So who are you spending your time with? Are they fake busy? Or are they not doing anything? They're doing the things that you used to do, so therefore like you're still in that type of energy. Whatever the case is. So that brought me to the conclusion that dreams, you can have them. They sound nice, they sound big, they sound important, they sound impressive. But if you don't do nothing with the time that you have to make them to come true, then what is it? It's just in a graveyard with the rest of the great ideas. that the people that once had time could have brought to fruition. Of course, I'm speaking devoid of any physical limitations, time periods, and things like that. But this is just, get over that. Stop making excuses. Period. The real question isn't why do we continue to implement daylight savings time. The real question is whether or not you are doing something with the time that you currently have. Whether that extra hour is on the end or the beginning of the day, what are you doing about it? Are you being more efficient now that we have longer days? Do you plan to be more efficient now that the daylight is longer? And you can do more things on the tail end of the day. This is when we should rev up. The winter season has ended, or is ending. The winter season is ending. It's coming to an end. Now the daylight savings time has been ushered in. Spring forward. All the moons have moon. We're in the midst of Ramadan, and all of the other Chinese New Year has passed, and it was something else. I'm not too sure, but yeah, all those things have come, and we're at the top of spring, or the end of winter, about to be at the top of spring. Are you going to maximize on this time that you do have, whether it's at the beginning or the end of the day? Or are you going to complain? Are you going to talk about how you lost sleep for the next 2 weeks? Are you going to talk about how you procrastinated because you thrown off and you had to change your clock in your car? Stop it. Stop doing that. Stop giving excuses. Stop allowing yourself BS, okay? I need you to be efficient like the Germans. I need you to be efficient like them. Are they the best examples? I don't know. But we know what comes out of the machinery that comes out of that country. The Virgos of the world, aka the Germans. We can learn a thing or two about their efficiency. We can, okay? And I kind of like this because now it has me thinking, ooh, I should talk about different countries around the world and what can we learn from them. I am into history. I'm not a history buff on a specific location, so I don't, this may be a little good series. What can we learn from different countries around the world? And also, I hope this video is not tone deaf, being that we're possibly on the brink of, but it is what it is. Today we still, whether they plan to press buttons and pass things in Congress or whatever political leaders choose to pass things, we still implement it and continue with daylight savings time today. So I just did a little search, found out the history of it. Bada boom, bada bing. Now we're talking about efficiency. It has nothing to do with politics, okay? And also, it is what it is. The truth is the truth. Guys, my name is the Spivey J. I hope you have a beautiful day. What are you gonna do with this extra hour? Check the comment, check the pinned comment. Please respond back. I want to talk to y'all. Who are you? Who are you? Thank you so much for watching. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. And if you haven't, girl, what are you doing? Be sure to click the subscribe button. Share this with anybody that's interested in living rich on purpose. I'm talking about mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. My name is the Spivey J, and I hope you all have a beautiful day. Peace.
You're beautiful. I hope you know that. I hope you know that.
But the sun is so good right now. I just wanted to show you my face. Okay, you can be anything in this world except ashy and dehydrated. Stay lotioned up, stay oiled up, stay hydrated, moisturized from the inside and out.